98 FM's Big Breakfast Bite Size with Now TV.
98 FM's Big Breakfast. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello.
Having us.
So, 11 albums. You know the way they always say the difficult third album? Did you get to like
It's like
9?
the 7-year itch in a marriage. You know, they say that 7-year itch.
Do they?
We
Yeah,
had
that's
an 11-year itch as well. We didn't know how this was going to go.
We got cream for that though. We're all right.
There you go.
It's the famously awkward 11th album thing that every band goes through, you know.
And did you, after like the 7th, let's just say out of nowhere, did you go, okay, let's not do what we did in the 6th, guys, and then like 9th album, right, let's not do what we did in the 8th.
We usually did that on every album. Let's not do what we did on the last album. Let's try and be better. But this album was a lot of fun to make. We spent a year and a half making it. Probably the longest we've ever spent making an album, even longer than our first album. But yeah, it was a lot of fun making it, and it was kind of made on tour as well as before the tour. And we were very picky and choosy, and you know, we definitely had the wee itch, as you said, kind of going, this has to be amazing, this has to be brilliant, you know.
To answer your question in detail, we did actually have some albums where we went going into the new one, no, we're not going to do that again. And I think with us, in our latter years, not in the early part of our career, we actually decided we're not going to do any more covers. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter who suggests it. And I remember in 2007, my Rocco and Jay had just been born and they were in hospital, so I stayed at home, and the boys went over for a meeting with Simon Cowell.
Oh.
And we had a pre-meeting going, no covers. Doesn't matter what he pulls out of the hat, no covers.
How much?
What happened?
There's always a big hat behind the
so
scene.
it was like, you know, when you make that gentleman's agreement amongst us all, look at, yeah, no cover, doesn't matter, yeah. So I was back in Dublin because obviously the boys were still in hospital, and after the meeting, I knew the boys were meeting Simon in the office at like 5 o'clock or something. So like I'm sitting here waiting, and at like 6 o'clock still no sign. So I called, I rang Mark,
What has he made
and I
you
knew
do?
out of all the boys, Mark wouldn't let us down. He was not going to backtrack.
Cheers for that.
And I rang up, I said, Mark, what's the story? So he said, our first single is Home by Michael Bublé, and we're recording it next week. I was like, okay.
In fairness, Nicky,
And then Mark called me,
in our defense.
what? And he went, it was like Simon put something in the air conditioning because they all changed their mind.
But it was
We
like,
didn't even contest it.
Yeah, it sounds like you were annoyed that he wasn't happy.
something.
Can I make a statement though, lads?
Yeah.
I think this is the first album we've ever released without a cover on.
I think it is.
It's good that you went through these phases, though. At least you didn't say like stagnant doing the same
No, I'll
thing.
tell you, with the Rap Pack album, we loved the process of making the album. It was lovely to sing the songs and everything, you know.
We did get one great thing though out of the Rat Pack album, is we got to perform with our forefathers on a TV show.
Oh, that's nice.
Which was literally one of the moments of our career, because we'd never done it before.
What were your dads like when you decided that you were gonna? I know this is ages ago. You probably can't even remember when you said, "Dad, I'm not getting a job doing whatever it is. I'm actually going to be in a boy band." Were all your dads like unanimous? Because dads can be kind of. My dad still doesn't like what I do.
My dad definitely wasn't. My dad was pushing me into to try and do like engineering in college and things like that. I mean, that was very much where my dad kind of saw, you know, it's a stable job.
Safe bet.
I was like, I'm doing this, you know, whether you want me to or not, I'm doing it. And I think it was a big shock for probably all our parents that it worked out so well. I remember the first time I drove home in a nice car, it was a BMW, and my mother had to like sit my father. She told me this afterwards. Like she had to sit him down and go, "Now, don't give out to him. You know, he's worked very hard. Be supportive and tell him well done."
Nice car.
Because my father would have been like, "What are you doing, spending all your money on that car? You fucking idiot, you know."
See, my dad was the opposite. I came home in a Ferrari one time. He goes, "Okay, give me the keys. Let's go."
I see on Instagram you have your own Westlife stickers.
Oh yeah, gifts.
Oh yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, that was
Yes,
actually a very
yeah,
funny
so-
thing. Yeah, it was
Well,
fun.
we were inspired by that whole like merchandise that you have, and
Okay.
Marcus sees the red bag.
I seen a little red Santa sack over
So I
there.
thought, look, we have our own. What do you think of these bad boys?
Very nice.
Big breakfast socks.
Socks.
Let us know what
no,
you
Do you know,
think.
genuinely,
Pass them around.
I forgot
I'm
my
a sock
socks
man. I
in
love
London,
socks.
and I needed
I'm a
socks.
proper sock.
But they can
nerd.
also be.
I know where these are going to end up changing. Remember the socks the other night?
Well, that sounds a bit dodgy, Nicky.
No,
Nicky put dirty socks
It's a
in
lovely
Shane's
gift that we're
bag.
going to wear them.
Oh,
But
okay.
the other night I removed my socks on a plane back to Dublin without Shane knowing, and I stuck them in his bag.
I was asleep, so I
Why would
got
you
in,
do that?
and it was actually where I had I had a fruit platter and a little thing that I got in the airport. I was going to eat it, and I got into, we were in the lounge afterwards, and I was like going, I'm a bit peckish now, I'll have it. Then I went in and went, it's a pair of like Puma socks,
Used
there, like
socks.
used socks. I was like, and I knew exactly who it was straight away because I'd fallen asleep on the plane. So Nicky was like, recently Gillian brought me home from Penny's. She brought me home. There was a new set of black socks, and they've all got the colours Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, different, and I love them.
My wife started buying them for
There
our
is.
kids, right? There's so many socks in our house now that it's hard to know which socks are for which kid because they're all the same socks.
But just hold them up beside each other and one's going to be shorter than the other one.
Things Westlife have to
But
deal
come
with.
here, there's a sock monster in Westlife and a boxer short monster in Westlife and in my house. They go missing. They go into the washing machine. They don't always come out. Or they definitely
Well, if
don't
it's
come
in
out
both,
in pairs.
it sounds like it's you if it's in both Westlife and your house. Because none of the rest of us are in your house.
You're putting them in people's food, like, so it's probably you.
You seem to know each other really well. I mean, if you even know what socks he's
Don't have a
using.
clue.
Yeah, well, the three
We
of
know
you
each
seem
other
to know each
too
other
well.
really
We know each other too well, which is the scary part.
Is there anything that is there any fad that one of yous went through and everyone was like, leave it out, like, we're not in.
Keen the other day, he put we were getting changed, and I think it was Shane turned around to him and looked at him, and he was in his jocks, and he said, "Are they Calvin Klein boxer shorts from the Gravity Tour in 2010?"
Like literally, they were. I recognise it. I had a flashback to like because they were really dodgy, for like mad colours.
Floral.
And I was like, they were like
Paisley.
They were like mad colours, red stripes and all this. And I was like, I've seen them boxers before about 12 years ago. And he was like,
weird.
I still have them. I was like, oh my
Here's the thing about
god.
it. If you buy a good pair of boxer shorts, they last you a long time.
Yeah, but that's
Not 12
not
years.
12 years though. You must have worn them 147 times. Like
2020, where's the Dublin gig? What's happening with it?
There is none.
Come on.
there is none. There
Don't
is
blame
none.
Aiken.
Tell them, lads.
They
Well,
wouldn't
that
have-
was-
Don't tell me to tell them.
Since we won 5 in a row, the lads have just said, the three of them, we're not doing Dublin anymore.
Yeah.
It's left
Well,
me
the
hanging.
point- the Gaelic into it.
And we explained this just in the last interview. The conversation that we had was, we wanted to make everything that we do now in the reunion a bit more special.
Okay.
And a bit more eventized is the word that we're putting on it. And it kind of felt like after Croke Park last year, it was such a huge event, and we just heard that it was the hottest ticket of the year in 2019, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And the album is doing so well. We just kind of wanted to do something that's different.
Also, I'm pretty sure there's no gig on the tour next year that we've done on the tour from this year. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
So they're all completely different.
no
so
city's
it's not
the
just Dublin and Belfast. It's actually
Yeah, we're not doing Manchester or
everywhere.
Liverpool or these.
That's a much better answer.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good answer, Mark. Why did you take that? Like,
Mark's going to take that answer from now on, okay?
Perfect. Well, Westlife, the best of luck with the new album Spectrum, and thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
98 FM's Big Breakfast. Ninety-eight FM's Big Breakfast Bite Size with Now TV.
98 FM's Big Breakfast. Welcome to the show.
Hello.